may be minimal, but अगर इस तरह का email आपके अपने ID से दिया था, आपके admin से आता है कि आपका HR रुक गया, आपका payment रुक गया, and all that stuff जो होता है बहुत जगह, have this awareness. You are not required to open this, and if something happens, inform the IT. So awareness, and thereafter the secondary की क्या लगाना है वो अपनी जगह, मगर pirated software, please we have to stop it and make sure it takes time. All the users who are using your office laptop or device, they can only use the user account, not the admin account. अगर client के भी जा रहा है कोई software install करना है, they have to have the admin rights. Admin will take a remote desktop and give the access to that software, or else admin rights and installation of password should be not there. Because 5 or 6 years back, what I used to see, my team half a time they are using torrents to download movies. So we had to stop it, and thereafter with user ID login, they are unable to do it because they are not allowed to use any other software unless you approve it, and you have to have a blacklisting and whitelisting of the software which can be allowed in the office software. They cannot do their pen drive classes. दिन भर अपना pen drive class करना, उस pen drive में कहाँ क्या जा रहा है, no one knows. So there is no free lunch, no free software. Something is attached to it. Please check it before you blacklist or whitelist the software.
Raj. Yeah.
So I agree to this. Awareness is very important. We should make our team members aware about what sort of issues may create. So far as these attacks are concerned, what we do is we access to our server through RDP only, and through dual-factor authentication routing through the firewall. I don't know, I am not a very technical guy, but I believe this is a better system. Secondly,
we are all practitioners, we are not technical.
Secondly, we do not allow anyone to access to the internet through our server. All internet access as well as mail has to be done in their respective laptop or the desktop, and access to the server is only for the production data, nothing else. Third thing, we do not allow any pen drive or any other device to be attached to the server. So these are a couple of measures which we are taking so as to be sure that there is no such issues in our organization.
So how are you handling phishing attacks?
Again,
and if you can share an incident which recently happened.
Nothing has happened as such, but then you have to make your team members aware about it. Keep constantly telling them that not to open any such mails or any such document.
Even if they get mail from Radha Kodia.
Again, it's a very subjective reply.
Yes, phishing attack के लिए क्या है कि हमारे इंसिडेंट हुए लास्ट रिसेंट ईयर्स में हमारे साथ कि मेल आया और हमने क्लिक कर दिया और बाद में सिस्टम हैक हो गया. एंड इवन इन व्हाट्सएप आजकल व्हाट्सएप हैक हो रहे हैं काफ़ी, आपने सुने होंगे काफ़ी जगह पर व्हाट्सएप हैक हो रहे हैं, तो बहुत कॉमन है ये. तो इसके लिए हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं कि वे डू अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम. अगर एवरी सैटरडे जब हमारे सेशंस होते हैं, टेक्निकल सेशंस होते हैं, तो लास्ट में अगर किसी के साथ कुछ हुआ है वैसा कि शेयर विद सो दैट सिमिलर टाइप की चीज़ें वो अवॉइड कर सकें. दैट वन थिंग वी डू फॉर फिशिंग होता है. ransomware again we have faced this also in 2021. तो इवन 10 lakhs का बिटकॉइन हमसे मांगा गया था उसमें, बट उसमें रेट में बिटकॉइन गया नहीं, लेकिन नंबर ऑफ बिटकॉइंस कुछ मांगे थे उन्होंने. सो व्हाट वी हैव डन, बिकॉज हमारे यहाँ पे उसमें इकोनॉमिक सॉफ्टवेयर में ले चुके थे पहले हम, तो उसका बेनिफिट हमें यह मिला कि हम लोग बैकअप था, लास्ट डे का बैकअप था हमारे पास, तो वो 6 आवर्स हमारी लॉस हुई, प्लस 2 दिन हमारा डिस्टर्ब रहा पूरा, क्योंकि इंस्टॉल करने में जो टाइम लगा हम लोगों को लगा. बट उससे हमने एक और चीज़ ये सीखी कि हमने अब और उसको फ्रिक्वेंट कर दिया, एवरी 2 आवर हम बैकअप ले रहे हैं, तो वो हमने कुछ और बूस्ट कर दिया उसको, और अवेयरनेस जो है और रिस्ट्रिक्शंस जो है हमने प्लेस की उसको टेक केयर करने.
तो आप बोल रहे हो मूल मंत्र है रैंसमवेयर फेस करने का प्रॉपर बैकअप लेना,
प्रॉपर बैकअप एंड ऑटोमेटिक होना चाहिए, सो दैट कि आप किसी ऊपर डिपेंड कर रहे हैं तो गलत कर रहे हैं. सॉफ्टवेयर अगर ऑटोमेटिक बैकअप दे रहा है, दैट इज द बेस्ट थिंग.
I just only want to assert something what the other panelists mentioned is, see, many of us would be aware, not aware. Like sir was talking about WhatsApp getting hacked, or mail has gone in the name of Raj, so employee wouldn't think twice. or I filed an income tax, there is a refund email from the income tax or GST refund has come, update your bank details, all that, and the employee is very diligent, he say that I'm just logging and going. And what's happening is when the phishing attack is happening, it's on the system, or you have file where Google Sheet where all username passwords are kept at one place, where basically they are trying to steal the data. And why I wanted to add, recently we got ISO 27001 done in our office. And the advantage of it, the kind of the training that we have undergone, that every employee has undergone, what is a phishing attack, what is a multi-factor authentication, like learning that as a part of the syllabus, learning that this also exists, what do I do? And in our organization till that point, assuming if some employee gets an email, what should he do? Now I said delete, or then whom should he report? So who in our office will investigate from which domain it has come and what is the impact of it? So creating an incident report and escalation report, these are also other things I want to add.
Incident report is very, very important. That if you report incident, people or other people also get aware that this has happened, and it actually reduces the chances of getting away. Yeah. Moving to the next question, it is about data. Have you ever classified data in your office? One. Second, how is your process of taking backup and testing your data?
Okay, we haven't classified data as a critical, non-critical, but like as Rasa was mentioning, we have folder level access. So now role-based access is what we give. I don't give an access of a client folder. I only give an access of a respective service. Like I don't even give the access of entire GST data, the primary data. He is working on something, he get only access of that. And the data which is lying in that folder is only temporary. We have an office management tool by name Papilio. We use the entire, the client communication, the data which, what I received, what I worked, everything resides there. Now, what do I do? A backup is the temporary data which is stored. We have two, online and offline. Like sir was mentioning acrylic or some vendors, there are vendors. We have Bharat Cloud. So the data goes as a backup into the cloud and every day it does an incremental backup. And there is an offline backup in the office. As a part of ISO 27001, we also have given a checklist that have you done this or what is the plan that you will implement. So have your data available at both offline and online so that you can get the data. So I do it, but I don't classify data which is critical, non-critical, but we give role-based access is the data access.
And what about testing your data?
Yeah, so that is, we never did the testing of the data. Now, while we were doing ISO certification, we were supposed to do that activity. Then we have removed the access in the server of all the employees and says, hey, look, for a moment you didn't get the access of the server and you don't have this data. Now we went back and we did an online testing and offline testing we did recently because I had to get that ISO. Otherwise, I wouldn't even had that. But we should do a testing of it. Unfortunately, when ransomware happened, assuming that the backed up data is also with the ransomware, and so what you have here and what you have there, and it is of no use, that's a bigger issue.
Yeah, as far backup is concerned, I think what we were talking, many people would have got it, production data, non-production data, admin data, किसी को समझ में आया है? तो पूछे क्यों?
आप explain कीजिए.
तो पूछे क्यों नहीं?
It's good you raise this question.
Because what happens, everyone has an audit season, tax season and everything. And after season there is some time gap कि उसमें कुछ काम नहीं रहता. At least my regular backups, monthly backup, quarterly, weekly, physical, offline, online is there. But once an assignment is over or once a season is over, for that season all the data of the firm should be stored in one place, either offline or online or both. Because अंधा मामा से काना मामा बढ़िया, अभी कुछ नहीं है, उससे बढ़िया कुछ होना चाहिए. Why I am saying this? Because if suppose a partner concern is working on a client, his work is over. 3 years you have a peer review भी खत्म हो गया. उसके बाद वो डेटा कहाँ होना चाहिए? कोई स्ट्रक्चरिंग है? Who is responsible for that data? Because once data is live, then you are connected to internet, you are interacting, उसमें ransomware phishing होने का chance बेसी है. But once a year is over, that work is over for that time, maximum you can take the backup of the last year in your system itself. उसके पहले का data should move out of your main system, which is regularly on internet or working on internet, and it should be either cloud-based or physical backup also, but it should not be connected to net if physical backup. And that should be उसके बाद का जो भी backup लेंगे, it should be an additional device and main backup which is there of the firm. Because you know what happens with us at least, a person has worked with my organization for 1 year. He or she takes its birthright कि जिस फाइल में उसने काम किया वो उसका है, वो उसके अपने साथ ले जाएगा. I am saying you, I had this CA. I knew that if I say anything, boss, I am giving you 1 month payment. You have to leave today. 1 महीने का सैलरी ले लीजिए, लैपटॉप छोड़ दीजिए. सर मैंने लैपटॉप का बैकअप नहीं लिया. तो आपको बैकअप लेना ही नहीं है. सर ये तो मेरा डेटा है, मैंने 1 साल काम किया, मेरा डेटा, इट्स माय बर्थ राइट, आई ओन इट. मैन, दिस इज द ऑफिशियल डेटा ऑफ द कंपनी. आप जब आए थे आपने एक डॉक्यूमेंट भी साइन किया था कि डेटा कंपनी का सोल प्रॉपर्टी रहेगा. सर मैं रात को पढ़ाई कि मैंने काम किया, ये मेरा डेटा है. आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू फेस दिस, बट वी एज अ फर्म फेस दिस. हु ओन्स दैट डेटा, किसका डेटा है? एंड एट लीस्ट दिस आर द बेसिक थिंग्स व्हिच वी आर डिस्कसिंग ओवर हियर अबाउट आईटी पॉलिसी, डेटा बैकअप एंड डेटा ओनरशिप. जब कोई भी ज्वाइन करता है, I know many of the firm don't give salary slip also till now, but ये basic document sign करा लीजिएगा. उसका क्या कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में वैल्यू I don't know, but there is a fear कि भैया मालूम होना चाहिए ये मेरा डेटा नहीं है. So I think we should start from the basics. What you are, who is owning this, and this we do in our training as my co-panelists also said. जब आप अपने ऑफिस में कोई भी मीटिंग करते हैं, have 5 minutes for IT related things. Discuss 5 minutes. क्या होना चाहिए. एंड नाउ दिस आर्टिकल्स एंड स्टाफ्स आर वेरी वेरी रिलेवेंट. उनसे पूछिए ना, हम लोग ये करते हैं, आप बताइए और क्या होना चाहिए. दे नो मोर देन अस. वी शुड ट्राई टू लर्न फ्रॉम देम. एंड फॉर एनी फर्म, एनी पर्सन टू सक्सीड, लिसनिंग इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. यू शुड आस्क देम. जितना भी ये एक चीज आपको अभी बताया गया है, आप अपने टीम को बोलिए ये सब चल रहा है, तुम बताओ और क्या करना चाहिए. बिकॉज दे आर मेकिंग सच प्रोजेक्ट इन देयर कॉलेज, इन देयर स्कूल्स. So I think learning from the team and having basic understanding of the ownership of the data and going the admin data, or we say non-production or non-live data, should be backed up without internet if physical, and on the cloud obviously it's there.
Very relevant. I just want to add one more thing, like getting signed document from the employees. We should also start getting an NDA signed with our vendors. Suppose if you are using any outside vendor, like any software, and anytime we give them access to data. Suppose I am using a tax filing software, and if there is a problem with a particular file, he takes my entire backup of the folder, which is have a lot of confidential data. So it is very important for us to sign an NDA with all our vendors now.
Just to add to that, Bhagat, recently 2 years back we started with a practice management software, and in audit, client information going to someone else, code of ethics बाद में छोड़ेगा, नफरा का पकड़ेगा मालूम नहीं. So understanding that if I am taking a software, how they are backing up, because वो तो कहीं ना कहीं बैकअप करता है, तो उनका बैकअप कहाँ है और वो एक्सेस किसके पास है, कि वो कोई थर्ड पार्टी के पास ना जाए, कि प्राइस सेंसिटिव इंफॉर्मेशन उसमें रहता है लिस्टेड कंपनी के. So that understanding, not only taking a software in any software which is there in the market, but understanding how they do data backup, where is their client server, where is their server, whether it's in India or in China. ये basic understanding है. सॉफ्टवेयर लेने से नहीं, वो सॉफ्टवेयर के अंडरस्टैंडिंग.
Proper due diligence is very much required. Yeah, Raj, you want to add?
Segregation of data is concerned so far as कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजें जो हम अपने कंसर्न में पड़े आराम से कर सकते हैं. One thing is कि जो current year की data है, you keep it separate, which you are giving access to the all your staffs. And इससे earlier year के जो भी data है जिसका कोई relevance नहीं है, you can protect those data, transferring it to a place or a drive wherein the access is restricted. So far as backup is concerned, we do have backup system. We have installed a NAS device, which is off-site, not on-site. On-site we have a mirror backup system, but off-site we have NAS device. NAS device में भी क्या है? We have the dual system of backup on an incremental basis. We tried, getting that data back एक और कुछ रीजन से कुछ डेटा डिलीट हो गए थे एंड वी फाउंड इट इज वर्किंग फाइन. So these are some ways through which you can secure your data. You can take backup without incurring much of the cost.
Because
Similar, we are also we have also segregated our data, and we are trying our level best to put that folder level restrictions. कुछ मिसमैच चलता रहता है, लेकिन बट वी आर ट्राइंग टू कीप हाँ ये फोल्डर लेवल रेस्ट्रिक्शंस यूजर बेस्ड एक्सेस ऑन टेबल एंड एज फार एज द डेटा बैकअप वी आर यूजिंग ए ऑटोमेटिक डाटा बैकअप सिस्टम एवरी 2 आवर्स पे क्या है कि इंक्रीमेंटल बैकअप ले रहा है. सो दैट इज
कभी आपने मॉक ड्रिल किया है कि आप बैकअप रिस्टोर कर रहे हो, रैंसमवेयर अटैक आ गया, चलो एक ड्रामा खेलते हैं आपस में?
नहीं, अभी तक नहीं किया, लेकिन हमारे साथ एक्चुअल हो गया 2021 में. तो वो really था वो पूरा.
देखिए मैं बैकअप टेस्टिंग के बारे में बार-बार इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ.
हाँ, लेकिन मैं बता रहा हूँ उसमें हम लोग ये जरूर करते हैं कि बीच में मैं कुछ डेटा डिलीट कर देता हूँ, क्योंकि एडमिन राइट्स है मेरे पास, मैं डिलीट करता हूँ और उसके बाद मैं ट्राई करता हूँ कि सिस्टम काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है, वेदर वो रिस्टोर हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, एंड दैट इज वर्किंग प्रॉपर्ली. ये लेकिन वो बहुत छोटे लेवल पे होता है. मॉक ड्रिल जो है वो बड़ा लेवल होता है, वो मेरे टाइम.
मैं एक ऑडियंस से क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ. अभी भी कितने सारे लोग पेन ड्राइव पे डेटा बैकअप ले रहे हैं, कॉपी पेस्ट डेटा लिए, कॉपी किए, पेस्ट कर दिए, पेन ड्राइव पे यूज कर रहे हैं. हाँ. नहीं, आई एम श्योर बैकअप लोग लेना चालू कर दिए, ये अवेयरनेस है हमारे सीए फैकल्टी में तो डेफिनेटली है, पर पेन ड्राइव पे हम लोग कॉपी पेस्ट वाला बैकअप कितने लोग ले रहे हैं? सर कभी उसको आपने प्रॉपर ये रिस्टोर किया है? मैक्सिमम टाइम में हम लोग जब मैं सिस्टम ऑडिट, साइबर ऑडिट के लिए जाता हूँ और बैकअप चेक करता हूँ कि वो रिस्टोर हो रहा है, वो पेन ड्राइव खुलता ही नहीं, वो पेन ड्राइव डैमेज हो जाता है, वो टूट जाता है या अनरीडेबल हो जाता है, जो पहले हमारे सीडी के साथ होता था. हाँ, खराब हो गया. तो अब वो ट्रेंड चला गया कि अब आप पेन ड्राइव में बैकअप लो. Now the backup you have to use particular software to take backup, and backup should be taken on image folder. That is very important, and you can store that image folder both offline and online. So my last question to the panelists are, what advice do you give to small firms if you like for implementing the cyber security and data access policy?
Okay, just because we are sitting here or I am sitting here doesn't mean that I am an expert in it. Yeah. Say necessity is the mother of invention, and like everyone has a talent as a chartered accountant, and everyone wants to grow. Assuming if a CA firm or a client from US wants to give you accounts outsource, trust me, you have the capability, but he will not give you. It's like when we have got it done like 5 years back, 1000 questions पूछे थे. It's like and we were to log in remotely to their system, and we were supposed to do, but he wanted me to take a photo of the person, place where he sits, what is my backup policy, he wants to see what is my training policy. He have asked so many questions. That is when we actually started something called information security policy in our organization. And when we did the ISO, it completely went to the whole next level. So my advice to everyone is, keep this something called information security access as a necessary thing for you to do. If I have to give, let's say, outsource some of my TDS return filing, GST return filing, I would actually ask you these questions. Okay, how will you mitigate this risk? If the employee is not there, if the data is not there, how will I trust you that you will do? I will be asking those questions. And thanks to today's GPT, you can say that I am a small CFO. I want to get into system security, cyber security awareness. I have this, I have not this. What do I do next? I think what would start is a mindset that I want to start that journey is my advice.
I think if we dream too big, we are left only with dreams. So जैसे in a cricket match, 5 days match is not one in one thought. It's about innings and then about every session. So if you have a plan, say it's a 1-year plan, पहले तो budget allocation we have discussed. Then what are the basic things which you think होना चाहिए? 5 चीज we write down. When it has to happen, and how it has to happen. That has to be noted, because if we say कल से जाके हम बेस्ट फॉर्म प्रैक्टिस चालू कर देंगे, कभी नहीं होगा. हाँ, क्लाइंट को अगर करवाना है उसको ऑडिट रिपोर्ट दे सकता है. We can have observation and we can give to the client. Like we have, most of us have been doing IFC SOP for clients. After from the SOP नहीं होगा, audit manual नहीं होगा, GST filing नहीं होगा. You live for data backup. If we ask many of the practicing CA, if 2015-16 में you were appointed the auditor of this company, give me the NOC paper, खोजने में कितना टाइम लगेगा क्योंकि सब कुछ लैपटॉप में है. अगर वही प्यून अगर नहीं खोज पाएगा 2 मिनट में तो we'll start shouting at the peon. But we as a chartered accountant intellectual person, sorry to say, our documentation policy is not there. Have a basic structuring of your data. If you are doing audit, have this 5 folder approach. The appointment folder होना चाहिए, planning होना चाहिए, execution होना चाहिए, reporting होना चाहिए, completion होना चाहिए. If you are doing a certificate, if you are doing a GST audit, if you are doing a consultancy, requisition letter, whatever documents has to be taken, it has to be there. And you have to write down in the paper कि इसके बिना काम आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. नहीं आता, phone a friend, नहीं होता है, call ChatGPT. It will give you a basic checklist. इसके बिना काम आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. So have that. Then start giving basic email ID creation, having our own website, and thereafter the data policy which we have been discussing, backups. ऑटोमेटिक जो इमेज फोल्डर इन्होंने कहा, देयर इज अ बेसिक सॉफ्टवेयर जो आपके लैपटॉप में विंडोज में रहता है. यू जस्ट आस्क इट कि लैपटॉप बैकअप कर दीजिए. इट विल गिव आइदर इन द हार्ड डिस्क व्हिच इज देयर इनसाइड, और इफ यू हैव अ लिमिटेड स्पेस, अगेन द स्पेस इज लिमिटेड. एवरी ईयर वी आर डंपिंग डेटा ऑन दैट एंड वी डोंट हैव अ टाइम टू टेक अ ऑफलाइन बैकअप. उसको कॉपी करके उसको हटाने का टाइम नहीं है हमारे पास. आउटलुक का फोल्डर 200 GB, क्यों? टाइम नहीं है उसे डिलीट करने का, जो डेटा काम का नहीं है उसको सेग्रीगेट करने का. मोबाइल में व्हाट्सएप 100 10,000, SMS 100 5,000. We have to think because every day it is adding on. So we have to try and work on it, and small things. आज मैं जाऊँगा अपना व्हाट्सएप प्रिंट करूँगा, वहाँ से स्टार्ट करेंगे. A year down the line when we have ACCOUNTECH 5.0, we'll be in a better place.
Absolutely. Viraj, what is your advice?
So again, I would suggest कि पहला तो बजट रखो IT के लिए. Second, start small. There are, if you have budget of 1 lakh, as Genusal has said, 1 lakh रुपए के बजट में भी we can implement so many things. Starting from having your email server, which will cost you around maximum 10,000 rupees for a 50 users, right? And then have a backup solution. You have a NAS device, you have a server. ये 4-5 चीज करने से we will be able to have at least 70-80% security. उसके बाद में next level पे जाने के लिए when you upgrade yourself, then automatically the information system will also be upgraded.
Right. Because your thoughts.
Cyber threats are just like rain. You can't stop that, but you can use a good umbrella to save yourself. So simple है, basic same है कि आपको बैकअप आपका जो ऑटोमेटिक बैकअप की पॉसिबल यूज इट, पॉसिबल जो एंटीवायरस है वो सेंट्रलाइज्ड अगर हो तो बेटर है, बिकॉज वो सारे एडमिन एक आदमी उसको क्या है कि पैच अपडेट कर देगा ऑटोमेटिक, तो सारे सिस्टम्स में अपडेटेड एंटीवायरस रहेंगे. तो जनरली क्या होता है कि आप सीनियर्स के एंटीवायरस अपडेटेड नहीं रहते, कोई लोग रीजन के कारण उसको ऑफ कर देते हैं कई बार कुछ डाउनलोड करने के लिए या कोई चीज़ के लिए, तो वो सेंट्रलाइज एंटीवायरस हो गया. ये सारी चीजें जो है सिंपल है, वो बेसिक सबके लिए सेम है जो कि डिस्कस कर चुके हैं.
So मैं सम अप करना चाहूँगा. लंच का टाइम भी हो रहा है एंड मेरे को लोग कोस रहे होंगे कि जल्दी से लंच पे जाने दें. लेकिन व्हाट वी बिलीव फ्रॉम दिस डिस्कशन, हमको छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स लेने हैं पर थोड़ा फास्ट चलना है. आप लंबे स्टेप्स मत लीजिए. हम कुछ छोटे छोटे बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस भी अपने ऑफिस में इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेंस नहीं किए. छोटे स्टेप्स होंगे कि सबसे पहला तो हमको 2 फैक्टर ऑथेंटिकेशन या मल्टी फैक्टर ऑथेंटिकेशन इम्प्लीमेंट इमीडिएटली कीजिए अपने सारे ईमेल्स. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये करने से भी एटलीस्ट आपके ईमेल सिक्योर हो जाएंगे. आपको बैकअप लेना बहुत जरूरी हो गया है. बैकअप्स को आप प्रॉपर प्रोसीडियर से लीजिए, पर्टिकुलरली उसको ऑफलाइन और ऑनलाइन दोनों जगह सेव कीजिए कि कोई रीजन से इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू एक्सेस दी ऑफलाइन योर ऑफिस, एटलीस्ट यू कैन डाउनलोड इट फ्रॉम द क्लाउड. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. थर्ड इज create a lot of awareness among your team members, which we call it a cyber security training. or incident reporting. So start doing that also. Start drafting policies, small policies, password policy, that we will not have Balaji 123 password now. We should have a proper alphanumeric with special characters. The moment you start taking all these small steps, things will automatically get improved. And we can only mitigate this risk. We cannot stop it.
1, 2, 3 is okay. Password is password.
Right. Thank you so much. Sorry, Venuji sir.
Sorry, again interrupting. One other point, like Raj sir and Vikas have mentioned, like small steps are important. There are many things you might not know. Definitely, you asking others would help. Like in our office, we have a good password protection policy. Maybe in their office could be email security policy. You start with saying that I have implemented this. Just go and speak to some other person, your own colleague, कि आपने किया नहीं किया, क्या और कर सकते, कैसे कर सकते. Just be proactive, vocal, and ask. Because there are many things which I can actually share, but it's within the interest of the time we cannot. But I would always say that you create your interest. Okay, इतना कर रहा हूँ. What's next can be done? You find people and keep asking.
So I would like to add one more thing. हम लोग साल में एक बार दिवाली की छुट्टी करते हैं घर पे, ठीक है. ऑफिस में भी ये सफाई होनी जरूरी है. तो put some time for that and clean your data.
Thank you very much to all our panelists, Mr. Vivek, Raj and Vikas, and thank you all for listening to us. Thank you so much.
So much. I know we are running late, so we'll break for lunch for 30 minutes and then we'll again get back at 2:45. So thank you everyone and thank you all to all the panelists for an enlightening session. Thank you so much.
And thanks to the moderator.
Thank you Bharat Bhaiya for a great moderation.
Hello.
Guys,